Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to ARK Survival Ascended. And today, I'm finally getting to show you guys my mutated Veilwyn, Solwyn, and Malwyn. After way too long, I finally finished the mutation on these things and gotten all the colors that I wanted, which took forever. But we have my Veilwyn here, whose name is Mischief, my Solwyn, named Aurora, and my Malwyn, named Wither. Now, I already actually got another Solwyn and Malwyn that I already had bred up, I guess, to go ahead and see how many points into health I wanted. So, all three of these guys are completely max level because with the mod that I have, I can go ahead and simply level a companion by destroying any creatures in a terminal, which counts as killing them and gives XP straight to the Veilwyn. So here are the final leveled stats that I came up with for all of them. So with the Veilwyn, we're sitting about 10k health and almost 1600 damage. I'm really excited to see just how much this guy's going to be able to do. And I real quickly just want to go ahead and put that on my hotbar because we are going to test this guy out a little bit to see just how much he can do. I have my Solwyn here, who's same thing. We just put bunch of points in damage, but we got up to 35k health. I think that's more than enough, especially with that ridiculous saddle that she has. And then 1500 melee should be pretty good. Solwyn's don't exactly do a lot of damage, so not really too sure how we're going to test her out, but we'll definitely find something. And then we have my Malwyn. I am particularly excited about this one as the last episode showed, Malwyns are quickly becoming about my favorite creature to have come from Lost Colony, and this guy has 45,000 health and 1,500 melee. So, very similar melee to the Solwyn. However, I believe Malwyns have a base melee that's almost double that. So, in order to go ahead and test these guys out, I'm going to go ahead and put away Wither and Aurora for now. First, I want to go ahead and test out Mischief, and I really would like to try and test him out on some sort of alpha creature. Now, ever since an update that has come recently, in between the last episode and this one, they have added Alpha Carnos to the spawn pool of this map, and I've honestly found a ton of them, so hopefully we can find one, and we might actually take on that outpost at some point. But I, of course, also have access to Alpha Theres, thanks to ARK, and I believe Alpha Rexes naturally spawn on the map as well, and then there's Alpha Ocedons. Fortunately, I'm not exactly sure where any of them are right now, so I'm going to have to go quickly find that. I do want to check what this outpost is. That looks like it's a breeding pits, and that looks like it might be beta? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that works perfectly fine, because I actually do want to test out my Malwyn on a beta breeding pits, so that actually will work out perfectly. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and try and find something to test out Mischief on. I want to see just how much damage he's going to be capable of, because his damage is incredibly high. And with, I think the max is, what, you can have 7 Veilwyns in total, I think, when you add all the friends. I can only imagine that the damage he's going to be able to deal is absolutely incredible. So hopefully we can find an alpha relatively quickly. I'm not exactly sure what the best spot to look for them is. That's just a normal theory. We can probably try looking for Theres, as Alpha Theres have proven to be pretty common on this map, so that's a really nice way to farm Chibi XP, which I was able to do off of Love Ascended. I finally got myself a Chibi of my own. It's a little Carbon named Speedy, which is named after a tortoise that I have in real life, so awfully fun to have him in the game. Honestly, let's just try that Bronto, just get the damage number established early on. Let's just see what it's capable of. I guess I can go ahead and stay on my Desmodus, and I'll just quickly go ahead and call the friends. Alright, there we go. That's all 7 of them. So I guess let's just go ahead and tell them to go attack this Bronto. See what happens, how much damage they're going to deal. And okay, so about 1,000 damage on average, I'd say. That's a lot. That's pretty dangerous. Very glad that I don't have to worry about anyone else having any of these. Yeah, that's a pretty good way to handle things. Unfortunately, their damage that they take is increased, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's how Veilwyns work. I've noticed that they always seem to take an incredible amount of damage compared to anything else, but honestly, with how much damage he does, I mean, not much is going to be able to get many hits in before he just kind of takes care of them, so yeah, I will quickly go try to find some alpha or something that we can test this guy on, and honestly, I might combo it with Wither to see how the, damage looks with, max vulnerability applied to the target. So, let me real quickly just go find an alpha creature, and I will bring you guys back. Alright, here we go. Got ourselves an Alpha Rex over here. I'm not really sure what level it is, so I should probably take a look at that first. Here, let me just put my Reliax away, and we can pull out Wither. And I can start going ahead and calling in the extra Veilwyns. Let's see. Level 90. Okay, so that's pretty in the middle of all the levels, so this shouldn't be too bad, hopefully, but I'm going to go ahead and just apply all the vulnerability to start, and fortunately it looks like we have a Rhino who is helping us out a little bit. So honestly, knockback's kinda accomplishing the opposite goal. There we go, that should be max stacks of vulnerability. We are going to add in all of the offense that we can, and I guess just send them in. Oh, looks like we're missing one. There we go. I'll just keep up the vulnerability and go for it. Get him, guys. They able to get up there, or kind of stuck? Oh, I see some teleports. Oh, there we go. Starting to see the numbers pop up now. Looks like most of them are missing, though. There we go. It's about 1,500. Jeez, there's some 700s. Now, let me get in here and help out a little bit. A little bit scared that I'll go ahead and hit one of them, but looks like we're doing alright. Oh, we haven't lost any ourselves, and so yeah, I'll just sit here and kind of just tank it. Yep, and there it goes. Let's see how much damage the main one took. He didn't take any. Okay, so apparently Veilwyns, when they're mutated, are a pretty good way of taking down alphas. I'm assuming that a lot of the friends are damaged, though. He looks like he's taking a little bit. I mean, all 6 of them are still here, so yeah, it doesn't look like they've taken too much. I can't check their inventory, so I can't check their actual health, but yeah, that was pretty effective, honestly. I'd say that that's a pretty good method to go ahead and take down alpha creatures. I'm sure probably even Ostodon would be taken down by that, so yeah, I can say that mutating Veilwyns, at the very least for Veilwyns themselves, is a pretty good idea, considering that there's only 2 companions in the game, the Veilwyn and the Armadoggo. Honestly, I'm not really sure which of the 2 I prefer as a companion. The Armadoggo is nice, especially with the picnic sack, for its ability to just keep you topped up on food and water at all times, but I gotta say, I think the Veilwyn's better for combat, and its moral supports can actually be pretty helpful. They're normally a very small difference, but sometimes it can actually be pretty useful, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna head over to go find that, beta breeding pits, and I also found a beta gladiator keep, so we might head over there to see if we can take that on as well, assuming that the, breeding pits goes okay. I only have, I think it's 6 Ostodons I have here with me. Yeah. Only 6 Ostodons, my Reaper, and I'll probably bring my Malwyn as well to go ahead and actually take on the outpost. So we'll see if we can actually handle it that well. I'm not too worried about the boss because I've found a really good way for taking on the breeding pit's boss, but all of the thralls that actually come in from the base are really difficult for me to handle. Recently, I've been having my Ostodons kinda get killed by them pretty easily, so yeah, not exactly sure if we're going to be able to handle that, but I do have extra Ostodons at home if worse comes to worse, and I can breed up more of them, and then we can maybe see if that gladiator keep is still around. But yeah, I will quickly head over to the breeding pits, and then I will bring you guys back. Alright, so we're here right outside the breeding pits, and I have all 6 of my Ostons and my Malwyn right behind me. The Malwyn is on passive because I have found a strange bug where Malwyns seem to teleport to the very middle of the map when they are attacking things on their own. I don't know if that bug is still around, but I am a little bit concerned, so just for this one, I'm going to leave it back here just so he doesn't go ahead and get flung to the other end of the map, but hopefully we should be able to handle this pretty easily. I do know breeding pits very well as I've had to do a ton of these. I honestly think that they're one of the better outposts to do, simply because they are the ones that give saddles and saddle blueprints, so I'm hoping that we can get ourselves an Oston saddle blueprint out of this one, because I really need to get one of those, but I haven't been able to find any so far. I've been able to find quite a few pre-built ones, but no actual blueprints, so hopefully this goes okay. I think the Ostons are still following me, so hopefully they are. And I need to be really careful because bisons are going to be really dangerous if I don't deal with them. So it could knock me off my mount, so I'm just going to use that to try and get them all away from me. There we go. Got another generator over here. Oh, right, forgot I actually have milestones to kill thralls, so I need to work on that. Seems like we've been hit by some fear roars, so need to be careful. Looks like these Ostons are taking too much damage. I need to get over here and take down this turret. Oh yeah, that's a heavy auto. That's why. I don't know where the air generator is. Oh, there we go. Is this the last one? I feel like it might be. No. Everything out of my way. Up here we go. And that's the last one? I don't know how it's still up. There we go. Still another? Jeez. Alright, yeah, we're probably gonna end up losing an Oston or 2 out of this. Think we're doing okay though. I don't see anything that looks like a bunch of gunshots, so. Ooh. Almost got knocked off there. Try and take this all down as fast as I can. Oh yeah, there goes one of our Ostons. I don't have my bisons here with me to go ahead and help out, but apparently they were doing a lot more of the work than I thought that they were. There we go. Yeah, this guy's all on his own now. I'm out of stamina. Go ahead and just wait for enough to get back. I should be able to just jump away. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. This could be a problem. There we go. Alright, yeah, I think I'm just going to let that guy handle what he can on his own. I need to just get all these structures destroyed before something worse comes along. The longer we're here, the more stuff's going to show up, so.
Guess we just have to keep swatting them down.
Looks like we're getting pretty low on structure count. There goes another Oston, though. I think it was the one that was over where we just were, though, so. As long as it's not one of these, then we're doing alright. Yeah. It also is important to know that my Ostons don't really have that great of stats, and they only have primitive saddles, so if I was able to get some upgrades, that would definitely help. Oh, there goes another one, though. Oh. Go ahead and eat some food. Come on, get away from me. There we go. The minute all the structures are broken, I think I'll switch over to my Malwyn. That way I can go ahead and help out a little bit more. Fortunately, most of the thralls seem to be actually on me instead of my Ostons. Let's see, what else do we have? Wall over here. I think I forgot to equip my shield and my glide suit, which wasn't really a good idea, but we should be good, and there shouldn't be any more thralls spawning anymore, so... Jeez, there's 42, though. There's one thing I've learned, it's that using the Reaper's Tail attack is about the best way to deal with everything. Helps knock them away, but I've also learned that for some reason, the tail attack also seems to deal more damage than the bite. I don't know if it doesn't get the same, damage reduction that the normal attack does, because of all the armor. This is going to be a problem here, though. Here we go. Alright. Keep him away. I'll need to go ahead and check what we all lost. Unfortunately for them, honestly, all that really did was just give me my stamina back, so... Let me just quickly let my Malwyn over here. I'll whistle everyone to follow me. There's another Ocedon. Let's just reload. Oh, did that not count? There we go. Alright, looks like that one might be a Herald, so I need to be extra careful. Sure, we can try to get everyone. Fortunately, the armor doesn't really let my shotgun do a lot of damage, but I'm just doing what I can. I need that thrall dead. Do not like heralds. Flamethrowers hurt. Fortunately, it looks like my Malwyn took almost no damage out of this, so that's good. I guess that's not too surprising given that he does have a really good saddle, though, so... Looks like we're wrapping up just about everyone who's left. Alright. I actually just forgot that I never showed off the damage that this guy does on his own. Alright, we're going to whistle passive, and we are going to apply 20 stacks of fatigue to the Desmo to knock it out of the air. Which will be really helpful for taking it out. So, real quickly, there we go. The nice thing is when you do this, for whatever reason, the AI just kind of doesn't really know how to go ahead and fight back. So I can just sit here and max out the vulnerability. And to prevent all of the knockback that everyone would be doing, I can just sit here and shoot it in the head. Should probably... Nope, wrong one. Switch it to spread mode. There we go. Yeah, I'll probably end up using this to deal with the alpha ones, because I need to start doing those so I can fight the alpha boss. This should be the last one. And yep, okay, now we gotta run away, though, because the thrall herself has a club, and she can knock you out, so you gotta be really careful. Fortunately, her damage is really low, so I'm not really too worried about my Ocedons being able to take her out, and... For some reason, despite her Desmodus being able to be thrown across the map, she herself can't really move anywhere, so I will just go ahead and slow it down. Let me just deal with this archer on me. Here we go. Just go ahead and apply any stack of vulnerability that I can. Is that gunslinger? There we go. Alright, I'm a little bit concerned about going ahead and taking on the Gladiator Keep after seeing how we performed here. I don't really know if we're going to be able to handle the Ocedon boss. I think it's just going to be a little bit too much, so I think this is the only outpost that will do. At least for now. Though, I do want to say my Bison are done mutating while we wait here for the Ocedons to take this thing down. My Bisons are done mutating, and I'm just trying to find a good blueprint for a saddle for one, which unfortunately, the only spot that I'm going to be able to find that is from Dragon Hoards and Treasure Chests, so I'm trying to farm as many of the resource caches as I can to get any Dragon Hoards, but so far I've gotten a pre-built, but I haven't gotten any blueprints. If it ends up taking too long, I'll just go ahead and show them off with primitive saddles and hope that they can handle whatever I end up sending their way, but I would like to have a little bit more time to see if I can get a good blueprint. But there we go. That went a lot worse than I honestly was hoping it would, but I guess it was a larger one. Hopefully we get something good. Oh goodness. Okay, a lot of tech out of this one. That's Solwyn saddle. Did see an equipment tree, which is good, because I do want some better ones. Who is this? Yes! I've been looking for this thing for a long time, and I finally have it. Another journeyman, or I guess, another cursed long neck blueprint. Good tech sword blueprint. I already have a much better pre-built, though. Decent compound bow. Alright. Well, honestly, I'd say this was worth losing, 4 Ocedons, because some of the stuff I really did want. I take all just tech and curse stuff just because I can. That'll be good for Reliax taming, Trank darts, and I guess I can take narcotic and all of the kibble, and of course this. That's incredibly good to know. I got a project I'm working on that's going to require this thing, so hopefully I can get another copy of it, and then we can go ahead and I can show that off. Yeah, let's take a look at the Ocedons. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Apparently having those bison made a lot more of a difference than I thought it did. These guys they don't do so well without the help. And let's see. Yeah, he honestly didn't really notice it that much. Honestly, I'm curious to see how he'd handle a alpha outpost. But yeah, I guess we'll test that sooner. But yeah, I guess let's just quickly go see. Is that enough, Karna? It is. Let's go ahead and see just how much damage we can do with the Malwyn, and then I can show off the Solwyn, though. Solwyn damage really isn't that much. Nothing really too interesting. I'm more interested in the Malwyn's damage, so. I do want to apply max stacks of vulnerability, because I can also do this. 3,000 damage. Oh my goodness. This thing is an absolute monster. Actually, now that I think about it, I want to quickly check what happens. This is, of course, going to be without, vulnerability, but I want to see how much I heal, because I've heard that 20 stacks of this one, I can't remember which, one it is. Does it say if I, yeah, it's the one where it slows down the ability for targets to heal. But supposedly it also makes it so when you deal damage, it applies healing. Let's go ahead and just apply it to this mammoth and see just how much healing are we talking about here. Because I'm thinking about potentially using Malwyns to take on the Lost King. I want to see if I can take him on pretty soon. I want to do a little bit of a recon run just to see what the fight's actually like. Because I've heard a lot of bad things, but I haven't really heard exactly what the fight is like. I've just heard that it's bad. So I kind of want to go test it out myself. Let's just do this and keep an eye on our health. Okay, that was like 600 health, I want to say, from one bite. And for whatever reason, we've disappeared and we're just a saddle now. That's a little bit weird. Anyway, but yeah, that's a pretty good way of healing. And honestly, that'd be pretty good for it just being like a normal combat creature for part of your military. So yeah, I'm thinking that I might try to go ahead and breed up a lot more of them and have to farm up a bunch of the corrupted Volpites just to see what they're capable of, and maybe we can take them on an outpost. A little bit skeptical, though. Again, I will have to test to see if the bug where they can teleport to the middle of the map if they attack something is still a problem, because if it is, then I don't think I really want to try them out on an outpost, because I might find that my entire army just disappears. But if it doesn't seem to be that much of an issue, I will definitely try to go ahead and get a bunch more Malwyns so we can test that out. But let me just quickly check what Solwyn damage looks like. So the Cone of Frost is almost 1,000. And it looks like we're doing about 600 damage per bite. Oh, frames just dropped out of nowhere for some reason. Anyway, but yeah, obviously Solwyns are not really known for their damage. They're more known for being incredibly good at traversing the map. Personally, I use mine just as a way to get around the city without having to worry about thralls attacking me when they're gonna go ahead and kill me because I have multiple stacks of hostile. I found it particularly helpful to get dragon hordes because most of them seem to spawn in the city, so definitely like having this thing available to go ahead and take into the city. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that saddle, though. I'll have to examine that again and see if I can find some better colors. But yeah, that's kind of all I really had planned. I'm still working on a lot of other stuff, especially the bites and mutations, and unfortunately, as nice as these guys are, it does take a lot of work to go ahead and get multiple Malwyns, and I don't really want to test them out until I have a lot more of them, so maybe we can go ahead and try and find a bunch of Volpites, or I guess I can go collect a bunch of them, and we can find an outpost to try and take an army of Malwyns to, and then we can go ahead and look at these bison later on. I'll go ahead and keep those hidden, though. Don't want to spoil the surprise too soon. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all that we have here. Let me just go ahead and drop some of this stuff off. Pretty sure that's just about everything, right? How is that tech sword compared to everything else? So that's 135 blueprint, and my best pre-built is, okay, 208, so not even worth looking at that blueprint. The pre-built is definitely better. Anyway, still really nice to have that, so yeah, honestly, that was a pretty worthwhile run. I'll have to go ahead and make up some more Oston saddles and breed up some more, but yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one, and for some reason my hair is showing through my hood. Thank you. Just a quick question. Any opinions on whether we prefer the hood or without the hood? I'm still not 100% sure on that myself, so I'm open to any suggestions. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this one. So thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.